to machine learning. Now, these are what we look at just as an introduction to machine learning. Now, you should know that machine learning is a form of artificial intelligence where we program systems to learn from data through implicit programming, not explicit. That is, you don't do everything for the system, but you give the system data and it learns from the data. Okay, so quickly we'll look at what is implicit and what is explicit programming. The systems that are programmed explicitly, like normal conventional systems, they don't learn on their own. They don't have intelligence. But when you program with implicit programming, like you see these systems, they bring suggestive buying. All those systems are built on machine learning. Like when you check on your Google Play, it will bring you suggested app. Other users can load this and so that is done using implicit, not explicit programming. Okay, now systems that are programmed explicitly cannot handle category of data in this time because data we have in this time they are big and that's why we call it big data. They are big data. So we actually classify them according to velocity, that is the size, the rate at which the new data comes in, the veracity, the variety, and also we look at the volume, and with this you can say we have big data. So due to the nature of data in this dispensation of information technology and the information age, we have to program systems using machine learning implicitly, not explicitly, so that the performance of the system will be improved daily as it comes with encounter new data. So look at it, big data actually is what's promoting machine learning because machine learning has been since 1959, but then until of late, data has not been so big as it is these days. The people connected online are not as much as the people connected these days. So because of the volume of data these days, because of the velocity, the rate at which the data is generated, the variety and the veracity, plus what we can include as the value, because data is valuable. Every data one is opportune to have this day is valuable because data actually is worth more than oil you see these days in Nigeria and in different parts of the world. With data you can do the world. Okay, what are the types of machine learning problems that we have? Machine learning problems are broadly divided into three, which is regression, classification, and clustering. When we talk about regression, for example, something that has to do with a real or continuous number, you want to predict the cost of house rent. You want to predict the amount of rainfall. You want to predict the amount of rainfall in a month. Now, you are not predicting if there will be rainfall or not. You are predicting the amount of rainfall, which is a value, a continuous value or a real value. Okay, why classification has to do with classes. Is it yes or no? Will there be rain? You are predicting if there will be rain or there will not be rainfall. You are predicting if crime will increase or crime will decrease. So, lastly, we'll talk about clustering. Okay, we are separating a mixture. There can be two things, two groups grouped together. Yours is to separate them, to separate it, to cluster it, this belongs to this class, this belongs to this class. So that is clustering. I separate data into cluster according to similarities. So all the data that have similar attributes, it puts them in one class, while those that don't have similar attributes are posed in another class. I'll quickly will look at it. Some types of machine learning, some types of learning in machine learning. Machine learning, uh, supervised learning. We have unsupervised learning. We have supervised learning, we have unsupervised learning, and we have semi-supervised learning, then reinforced learning. These are four types of machine learning. Then you see some people of lately started bringing some forms of these main types of machine learning, like transfer learning, assembled learning, and deep learning. Deep learning can also fall into reinforced learning. Assembled learning falls into supervised learning, while transfer learning can fall into any. Just you have trained a model and you are transferring, instead of starting afresh, you train another model, you transfer the knowledge from the previously trained model and use it on uh, your new project. Something like when you hear about yellow version 1, 2, 3, really those have been trained, but we as researchers, we don't start retraining, we just transfer the knowledge of what has been in the model into what we want, So quickly we'll see we have under under the different forms of learning, these are some algorithms we have that we can use to make our learning. We have decision tree, you have them. At least I was able to bring six algorithms under each of the forms of learning. Okay, quickly we'll look at disciplines related to machine learning. You see, we have under all these disciplines that are interrelated: machine learning, artificial intelligence, computer vision, cognitive computing, natural language processing. All are interrelated. They just belong to the broader family, which is called artificial intelligence. They belong to artificial intelligence. Okay, quickly, one will see on that application areas of ML, where ML can be applied. You see image recognition, speech recognition, traffic prediction. Will there be traffic here or there? There are lots of areas that we can apply machine learning in the medical, in the financial, in the automobile, every aspect of life. We can apply machine learning to it. Okay, now what they ask, what are the languages I want to go into machine learning? What are those languages I will learn? Yeah, well, if you can use PHP, if you can use C++, if you can use whatever thing to program implicitly, then you can use those languages for machine learning. But the common and the prominent languages used are R, Python, and Julia. Now, R is kind of old, Python is recent, outdated, has a lot of communities, and Julia is the upcoming language, but it doesn't have a lot of community. It's still upcoming. Maybe it will overtake Python because it's faster than Python, according to research. Now, we see some frameworks in machine learning and some tools that we can use in machine learning. Scikit-learn is one powerful tool. Scikit-learn, TensorFlow, as built by Google, Keras, NumPy. All these are frameworks. NumPy is for numerical computing. Pandas is for numerical computing also. But this has to do on a higher version of it is built. Pandas is built on NumPy. Okay, Matplotlib, Seaborn, Plotly Express, they are all for visualization. We have other packages of visualization like GeoPandas, which is used for geographical visualization, or what we call GIS, Geographical Information System. StormPy is also used to visualize the solar system, the position of sun and other aspects. Now, these are the steps for you to build your model in machine learning. First, there must be a data. You have to take in the data. Then the data must be transformed. The data transformation is, for example, if the data is in the wrong format, that is data transformation and data engineering. You have to put it in the right format. Then model training. After you've transformed your data, if you've engineered your data, you build your model, you train it using your sample, uh, the features and the label. You train it, then also you test. Then when it is okay, you do it. If when it is okay, you proceed to model deployment. But if it be not okay, you do what? You go back to the testing phase. You continue from the testing phase so that you will improve the model. Now you see this kind of AI tree, all the branches that are interrelated, is try to identify which area we can put them in. So that is AI tree. This is also AI cycle, the cycle of AI, with technology, different technologies, and the areas that AI is applied on. So this is a brief introduction to machine learning. For any information, you can contact us there, and also you can contact me. You can contact me personally. My email is the last email, or you can contact the organization which I represent, which is Hamplus Technologies International. I just believe this 15 or 30 minutes introduction is of help to you. Thank you very much, and do have a nice day. Please, if you have any question, you can send the questions to the email addresses, and we'll continue discussion from there. Thank you.